Where are you? I've got the drinks from the bar, so I just need to know where you've gone to sit so that I can give them to you. Andrew, I really can't hold this many drinks for too long. I kind of really need to know where you're sitting.
What?
I was just wondering where you'd gone.
Oh, well, me and a few of my friends met this guy who told us all about this secret club in town, like one of those pop-up places that are only around for one night. So we decided to go to it. We're on the way there now. It's gonna be awesome.
Wait, what? So you just ditched me?
Well, it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I didn't really have time to come and get you because the guy was leaving for the club then and there. I didn't want to be left behind.
Andrew, the only reason I came out tonight was to spend some time with you. We have hardly spent any time together lately, and even though this wasn't ideal as it was with your friends, I thought that we would be able to spend at least a little bit of time together. Instead, you've left me all alone, around with a tray full of drinks, which just cost me like $30 as I got around for everyone, with no one to actually talk to or watch my back.
Well, you're a grown-up, aren't you? You could just talk to some of the women in the bar or make your way home. It doesn't really matter what you do.
Do you know what happens to women who make their way home by themselves? What the most common thing to happen to a woman on her own is? 'Cause let me tell you, it isn't good. I know that I'm an adult, but that doesn't mean I'm comfortable walking home by myself at night.
Well then, get a taxi.
Are you even listening to me? Do you not care how I feel?
Look, I never wanted you to come out with me and my friends anyway. I just wanted a fun night out with the guys, and you had to join in and ruin it. So if you have to go home, then I don't see how that's my problem. I mean, you could even message some of your friends to meet you at the bar if you want. Just do whatever you want.
I see. Very well.
Oh, come on, don't start being all grumpy now. I really can't be bothered to deal with your moods. I'm trying to have a good night here, and I don't need you ruining it. If you're gonna act like a grumpy witch, then I might just spend the night at Thompson's. You'll let me crash at his place while you stop overreacting.
Overreacting? You know what? Do whatever you want. Just know that you're not welcome in the bedroom tonight. You can sleep on the sofa.
Seriously? You're actually gonna make me sleep on the sofa the night before we're due to go away with my family? I'm really gonna need to sleep in a good and comfy bed tonight if we're traveling tomorrow, so you can't kick me out of it tonight.
Well, tough. Look, Andrew, what you've done tonight is really selfish, rude, and just downright mean. I'm not in the mood to deal with you anymore tonight. So you can sleep on the sofa or stay over at one of your friends' houses. It's your choice.
You're being really mean, Willow. Why can't you just be cool?
Well, Andrew, I guess I'm just not a cool person.
You got that right.
Whatever. Just leave me alone now, Andrew. I don't want to talk to you anymore tonight. And please, don't drink too much more. We do have a flight to catch tomorrow, and I don't want you hungover in front of your parents, because your mom will just blame me for your condition.
Yeah, whatever, I know. There's no need to keep going on about it all the time.
Okay then, I'll see you tomorrow.
Whatever.
Seriously, Andrew? Ditching me again? This isn't funny. I'm still angry with you for last night. Why aren't you waiting where I left you? Are your parents with you as well?
Oh, hey, Willow. Yeah, my mom and dad are with me. We're all okay.
Well, that's good, but where are you? I thought you were waiting for me?
Oh yeah, about that. Our gate number was called, so me, mom, and dad...
That shouldn't have happened. Our flight isn't until 1.
Oh, yeah, it was originally that time, but to be honest, I am still kind of angry at you for making me sleep on the sofa last night, so I decided to change mine and my parents' flight to an earlier time.
You what?
Yeah, you heard me. I really didn't want to have to spend an entire flight next to someone who really annoyed me, so I changed the flight time so that I could just relax and chill without your constant annoying presence.
Are you actually kidding me right now? What have you got to be annoyed about? I'm the one who was ditched at a bar with no one but myself to look out for me.
Oh, lighten up, will ya? It's a vacation. It's a time to relax and just unwind a little bit. Besides, I have every right to be annoyed considering you left me on the sofa. I told my mom about that, by the way, and she totally agrees that you completely overreacted and that you should have let me sleep in the bed to get a good night's rest.
Oh, so now we're getting your parents involved in all of our arguments? How is that fair? I mean, of course she's going to back you up, no matter what.
That's not true.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Well, it's not my fault. My mom would only agree with me if she truly thought that I was in the right, which she clearly does.
Surprise, surprise.
Are you implying that my mom's a liar? That she would willingly lie just to put me in the right?
Well, to be honest, yeah, I am. To be completely honest, in fact, she has done it before on numerous occasions. No matter what you do, you are always in the right, and it's everyone else who is in the wrong. It's so annoying. Not to mention that your mother clearly hates me as she always makes snide comments towards me whenever I have to spend time with her.
Yeah, well, you'll just have to get over it now, won't you? You've got plenty of time to do that as well on the flight over. A couple hours to make sure behavior is all okay, and you're not going to be arguing with my mom the entire time. I won't be having that because I simply want to relax, so you better not start anything.
I better not start anything?
Well, yeah, obviously my mom hasn't done anything wrong, and even if she said something you didn't like, I'm not going to argue with her about it. She's my mom. You'll just have to suck it up and take whatever she says on the chin. I mean, it might even be some advice that you need in order to become a better wife. God knows you're hardly winning Wife of the Year at the moment.
Excuse you?
Don't act so surprised. I mean, honestly, you've not got a job, so you're not earning any money to put towards the house, and you don't even clean and tidy the place whilst you're at home. I bet that all you do is sit around, watching TV, and scrolling on your social media. You never do anything a wife should do, and frankly, I'm sick of it. You need to start acting like a proper wife and at least have dinner waiting for me when I get home from work on an evening.
Oh, don't start. I do more than you know. I clean the house whilst I'm at home, along with constantly searching for a new job. I wasn't going to tell you, but I've even been asked to interview at a place that I applied for. I wanted to do the interview first, and then I would have told you what I'd been doing after I got accepted. If I did.
Well, then, that's good. Why are you being so annoying and complaining so much?
I think I'm allowed to be a bit annoyed at the fact that my husband has ditched me for the second time in 2 days so that he can do something more fun whilst I'm left on my own in awkward and uncomfortable situations.
It's not even that bad. So we'll be on different flights. So what? It's not like we would have talked to each other if we'd been on the same flight. I would have watched a film and you would have gone to sleep. So it's not even like you're missing out on anything. It's not that big of a deal.
God, it's not that simple, Andrew. All you're thinking about is yourself. I thought that we were a couple. That means that we need to think about one another and do things that benefit each other, not just ourselves. Yes, we might be in an argument, but the way to solve it is not to jet off on a different plane without me.
Oh, don't start, please. I just want to enjoy myself this holiday.
What did your parents say when you decided to take a flight without me?
Oh, I just told them that you were completely hungover and that you wouldn't be any fun to fly with. Also, that you couldn't deal with my mom's criticism today either.
You what?
It was the only thing that I could think of, but it's not entirely untrue, is it? I mean, you don't want to deal with my mom today, do you?
That doesn't matter. You don't tell her that. I wouldn't tell my mom that you didn't like her and that you didn't want to talk to her. God, now I bet your mom probably thinks I'm a horrible person.
Well, she's not your biggest fan, that's for sure.
God, Andrew, why would you do that?
I've already told you, I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know, whatever you particularly care, to be honest. You're gonna have to figure it out yourself. I'm being called aboard now, so I'm turning my phone to flight mode. I'll see you when we land, maybe? Oh, and if you do decide to come, make sure you stop being so crabby, okay?
Andrew, wait. Andrew?
So, Willow, did you decide to come? If so, then me, Mom, and Dad are gonna head off to the beach. You're gonna either have to wait for us at the hotel or come and find us, as we're not waiting for you. Also, you're gonna have to sleep in a different hotel room. The hotel mixed up the rooms and gave us an upgrade, but it only has 2 bedrooms, and my mom doesn't feel comfortable with us sleeping in the same bed, okay? Willow?
What?
What do you mean, what? Did you see my messages?
Oh, those. Yeah, I did.
Okay then, so what are you doing? Are you on your way?
Nah.
Huh? You aren't on the flight?
Nope.
Why?
Why? Well, why would I want to go and spend all of my time with a bunch of people who don't even like me? I mean, you're supposed to be my husband and support me and actually want to be with me, and yet you continually ditch me to do whatever stupid thing it is you want to do. And then you whine and moan about me being the unfair one. Not to mention how you've made me look like a complete witch to your mom. She thinks I'm the one who's horrible to you when it's the complete opposite way around. So, again, why would I want to spend a week away with a bunch of people who would rather moan and complain about me instead of actually taking a good long look at themselves and seeing how they can work on their flaws?
I don't have any flaws, and neither does my mom.
Uh-huh, sure.
Well, you know what? Fine. I don't want you coming on this holiday anyway. I mean, it's not like you're actually a part of my family anyway.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's no blood relation between you and my family. It's clear that you don't belong in our family.
Okay, I'm off to my parents' house.
Huh?
Well, let's be honest. This relationship isn't really working for either of us anymore, is it?
What do you mean?
You don't love me, do you?
Well, to be completely honest, no, not anymore. I find you annoying and boring. Who would want to spend time with someone like that? I was gonna wait until we got back from the trip to tell you, but I guess now is a good time as ever. I was just hoping to get a good holiday out of this.
And I find you shallow, self-absorbed, and selfish. Also kind of dim-witted and boring to talk to.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Let's face it, the extent of your conversations don't really stray to anything more than the latest Love Island episode or what hot girl you saw at the gym. I would like to talk to someone with a bit more substance.
Well, that's not fair. I can talk about politics and stuff too.
Look, I'm not trying to bash you for it. If that's what you like, then fine. That's just who you are, and you shouldn't have to change that for anyone. But I'm not going to stick around just to be humiliated and disgraced anymore. I'm going to find someone who actually values me for me. Someone who likes to talk to me, and who won't just ditch me at the drop of a hat.
Oh, that's what this is all about. You're still just angry about me ditching you. This is just some elaborate ploy to try and scare me.
It's really not, Andrew.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
Okay, I want a divorce.
What?
You said prove it. This is the most solid way that I can do that.
But...
I'll have the papers sent over to you ASAP. They should be at the house by the time that you get back. All you'll have to do is sign them.
And what if I don't want to?
Then I'll take you to court.
It's gonna take a lot to get the judge to grant you the divorce.
Somehow, when I show them the evidence of you cheating on me, I think they'll rule in my favor.
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't think I knew about that, did you? Yeah, I know all about Rose. She even came around to the house the other week to tell me that she was going to take you from me. I'll gladly let her have you, though.
But that's not...
What? That's not how you wanted things to go? Oh well, things don't always go the way that you want them to. You'll just have to deal with that now. Oh, and just so you know, because I paid for this holiday on my credit card, I've called up the bank and told them that I want to dispute it. They've canceled all of the charges, and so you'll be charged the full amount before you leave the hotel.
No, that's not fair. You can't do that.
Actually, yes, I can. Goodbye, Andrew.
Hang on, what?
Even though I didn't end up going on the trip, I still treated myself to a little weekend getaway as a way to help me feel better after everything that happened. After Andrew got back from the trip, I sent him the divorce papers. Once that was done, it was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I was finally free to pursue what I wanted to do without having to worry about Andrew and what he was up to, or whether he was going to ditch me at a moment's notice. He signed the papers, albeit reluctantly, because he knew that a judge would rule in my favor if it went to court. As for Andrew, I heard his trip wasn't too great after his parents found out what had happened between us. They hated the fact that they would now have to pay for their holiday as I had taken my money back. Once they got home, I also learned that Andrew was quickly fired from his job for stealing. He's lucky he wasn't taken to court over it. However, he does have to pay the company back for everything he took, which is costing him a fair bit of his wage. Maybe he'll finally learn that going to clubs and having fun all the time isn't the best way to spend life, especially when it costs you everything else. Felix, dear, are you awake now?
Hi, Mom. I just got up. I had no idea I would sleep in for so long.
Don't worry, you deserve the rest. Your final exams took a toll on you. I know just how hard you studied. I couldn't hold it against you if you chose to sleep the entire day.
With how long I've slept already, I don't think I'll be sleeping for the next couple of days.
Don't count on it, hon. Once again, congratulations on graduating high school. I know this is probably the 1,000th time I'm telling you, but you can't blame me for being proud of you, can you?
No, you can say it a million times and I'll never get tired of hearing you say it. Thank you so much, Mom, for everything you've done for me. You and I know that if you'd not been there for me, things would not have gone this way.
I doubt that. You're an exceptional kid. I'm sure you would have been just fine.
Please don't do that. Don't downplay the role you've played in my life. You may not be my real mother, but you still took me in like your son and raised me. I owe all of this to you, Mom.
What do you mean by real mother? Are you trying to hurt my feelings? No matter what a DNA test might say, you're my son, and you'll always be my son.
Thank you, Mom. You've taught me that it's not blood that makes a family, but they're bonds. After all, the person I share blood with is yet to even reach out to me.
Your father is probably busy. You know how his work can be. He told me he was going on a business trip. I guess things got out of hand and he couldn't make it.
Yeah, just as he's always been all my life. Just as you keep making excuses for him time and again.
Come on, dear, he's your father. Don't talk about him like that. Did he call you yesterday? Or this morning?
No, and honestly, I don't even care. The call that matters is the one you gave me, and I'm happy about that.
Don't worry, I'm sure he will reach out to you.
Whatever. I have to go now, Mom. I need to freshen up. Love you, Mom.
I love you too. Talk to you later. Hi, Barnes. Good evening.
Yeah, what's up?
Yesterday was Felix's graduation. Have you reached out to him yet?
Oh, crap. I totally forgot.
How is that possible? I reminded you of it the night before.
Then why didn't you remind me again of it yesterday? I can't be thinking of running a company and also be expected to remember petty things like that.
Your son's graduation is petty?
You're not a CEO, so I don't expect your tiny brain to understand what I'm saying here.
Well, I did reach out to you yesterday. You would have known that if your phone had not been switched off. I thought you were on a business trip. Why would your phone be off for the entire day?
You sound very silly right now. Are you trying to teach me how to do my job now? Get off my back, will ya? I'll call Felix later. He's a big boy and shouldn't resort to crying every time Daddy doesn't come calling.
Yeah, he is a big boy, and I assure you he wasn't crying. I feel it might be better if you call him now, so you don't forget again, just in case you decide to switch your phone off again.
What's that supposed to mean?
Come on, Barnes. I know you're not on a business trip at all. You're cheating on me with Sandy, your secretary.
What? How'd you know?
I've known for quite some time now.
Oh my god, you are scary. How can you know about it and keep quiet? Don't you dare tell Felix about this. Claire? Hi, Claire. How are you doing?
Why are you asking?
Is this about the Sandy thing?
I told you, I've known for quite some time now.
Then why didn't you do or say anything?
I chose to do nothing because of our son. I couldn't bear for him to grow up in a broken home.
Well, look at that. Aren't you Mother Teresa?
Don't you dare mock me. There are so many things I should be doing right now, but I'm keeping my cool. Don't test me.
Jeez, so feisty. You look on the bright side of this, though. Maybe it's a good thing you know already. It makes the news easier to deliver.
News? What news?
It's time for us to get divorced. I can't keep living a lie. I deserve to be happy, too. With Sandy.
Huh? Divorce? I should be the one asking for that, not you.
Come on. I just don't want to be bothered anymore. I want a divorce. We both know this marriage has been falling apart for a long time.
You're the one tearing it apart with your lies and infidelity. How can you be so heartless?
It's not that simple. I can't keep living a lie, Claire. I deserve to be happy, too.
Happy? What about me? Don't I deserve to be happy? I should be the one asking for a divorce. I was only waiting for Felix to graduate college, get a decent job, and settle down. I sacrificed my happiness and peace of mind for him.
To be honest, you sound like a pathetic clown. I've had to deal with you all these years, and it's been exhausting. Now that Felix is of age and can take care of himself, I can finally break free.
Felix? Break free? What the hell are you talking about? What does all this have to do with him?
Why do you think I got married to you? I'm a CEO, for crying out loud. You and I are not in the same class. I never wanted a child, but when Felix's mother got pregnant, I realized I could give fatherhood a shot. But she ruined it all when she abandoned him and ran off. There was no way I was going to let a baby slow me down. I knew I needed a wife as soon as possible, and that was when you came in.
My God. So you're saying you only got married to me so I could take care of your son?
Talk about a glorified nanny. That's what you are. I should be given an award for raising your status in society. What would you have ever achieved without me? You and I were never meant to be. So, you see now why we need a divorce, right? I can't keep living in this toxic environment.
I gave up my life for you. Gave you my heart and soul. And this is all you have for me? And you have the audacity to make demands?
See, let's leave this past behind us. We can't keep punishing each other for something that's already done. Let's just move on.
Move on. You might find that easier to do, but I will carry the scars of your betrayal. You want a divorce, right? I'll give it to you. It's high time I put myself first. Besides, the only reason I stayed this long was because of Felix.
No matter what you think, you're not his mother, and you've overstayed your welcome.
I'll see you in court.
Mom, I just got off the phone with Dad. When were you planning to tell me about the divorce?
Oh, Felix, I'm so sorry. I'm sad that things came to this point, but it can't be avoided at the moment. You need to know, however, that it will never change the way I feel about you. You're my son no matter what, and I love you regardless.
Thanks, Mom. I feel the same way. But you can't leave me alone with Dad. Please, can you take me with you?
Felix, he's your father. I can't take you from him.
You're also my mother, and I'm old enough to decide where I'll stay. I want to stay with you.
You're right. You can decide who you want to stay with. I'd really love it if you chose to stay with me.
Thank you. But, Mom, do you have any plans? You've always been a housewife. Will the transition not be too hard on you?
Of course it will, but I have plans. It's time to put my degree to real use, not just helping to keep your father's books in order.
Dad doesn't know the gem he's losing by letting you go, but I'm happy you guys are separating. He never treated you right.
Thank you for your kind words. Just rest easy, okay? Everything will be fine.
Of course they will. I know it because I have you in my corner. Claire, what's this I'm hearing? You're starting your own accounting firm? Are you out of your mind?
What do you mean?
You know nothing about running a company. You think being the CEO is a joke.
What does it matter to you? We're not together anymore.
Yeah, right. It's just funny, that's all. It'll be a spectacle when you fail.
Wow, my company is barely a week old and you're already wishing it to fail? Do you hate me this much, Barnes?
I'm just spitting facts here. It's not my fault if you found the truth a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, you're wrong. I started this and I'm going to succeed in it. Being the wife of a CEO linked me to a number of millionaires and their wives. Building up my own network, I've been able to corner some of them and they've taken me on as their accountant. I used my savings to start up the company and get registered, but it was their deposit I used to hire staff and get the company going.
Even after we're separated, you're still feeding off of me. What a parasite you are.
You didn't connect me to them. I built the relationships myself. Yes, it was during your company functions that I met many of them, but you never introduced me to any of them, so I did all that myself.
Whatever. How long do you think you can keep this up? You'll fail.
How will I do that exactly? I've been the one keeping your company finances in check all these years, even though I was never paid for it. Thanks to that, though, nobody can say I lack experience. Barnes, I very well know what I'm doing, just as you have no idea what you're saying.
Okay then. Just don't come running to me when you need help. You're about to learn that the CEO position is not for everyone.
I guess we'll have to see about that, indeed.
Claire, are you there? Claire, I need to talk to you.
What is it, Barnes?
How are you doing, dear?
Dear? See, I want nothing to do with you, okay? Our divorce is finalized, so just leave me be, will you?
Come on, relax a little. No need to be so uptight. It's just, things are really messed up for me. I never should have let you go, Claire. I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, you did, but that realization is not going to change anything.
It can. You have to come back to me, baby. I need you back in my life. After you left, I hired a new accountant who turned out to be a crook. He stole company funds and absconded, rendering us bankrupt. My company's sinking and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Oh, sorry to hear all that. But what does all this have to do with me?
Come on, your company's doing great. You and I can get back together. You're already earning so much. So we'll be fine, regardless of the bankruptcy.
You really have no shame, do you? You're not even attempting to hide the fact that you only want me back because I'm well off.
Come on, no need to get emotional here.
What about your girlfriend?
Who, Sandy? Please. That turncoat ditched me the moment my company began to have trouble. Now I'm all alone and broke. You have to come back to me. We both know you never wanted that divorce.
On the contrary, Barnes. Ever since I found out you were cheating, I wanted to divorce you. However, my love for Felix kept me with you. I love him so much and I couldn't bear to leave him in your care. He would have been neglected and probably grown up to be a nuisance to society. If we got divorced, I knew there was no way I could get custody since I'm not his biological mother. So, I stayed for him. When you asked for a divorce, I realized he was indeed old enough for me to be his mother even from a distance. Instead of staying with you, he chose to come with me. So, you see, you no longer have anything I need.
We can be a family again.
No. Since you chatted me up, have you asked about Felix's well-being? As always, you're only thinking of yourself. I'm done with you, Barnes. Do not contact me ever again.
Just hold on, Claire. Let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. Goodbye.
Claire, we can still salvage this.
With Barnes out of my life, I focused on building a better one for Felix and I. My company did so well that I had no problem taking care of his college tuition and his other needs. Both of us were happy together, and not even Barnes could rob us of that. Last we heard of him, his company folded completely, and he was applying to companies, but his reputation kept ruining his chances. I didn't feel sorry for him in the least. He was out of our lives. That was all that mattered.